All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tyler Gates, aka TAG Live 205. I am outside and it's snowing. Literally, it's snowing. It snowed today. That's the biggest thing for us. What I will say is that stay safe out here, especially in California. I want to send my condolences first and foremost. I want to send my thoughts and prayers from my family to theirs. House is burning down. All we can do is just ask for help. Just pray, and pray some more. Be with them. Donate if you can. Share any thoughtful prayers, conversations. Call your loved ones. Make sure that you stay safe out here, especially in this weather in both Georgia, California, anywhere right now, as we have entered the year 2025. So, to start off this video, Penn State, we have to make a change at the head coaching position. I feel like, personally, when you talk about a team that is very, very, very inconsistent, you had great stars. We can go back to Micah Parsons. We can go now in terms of stars on the roster. Drew Aller, of course, for example. Aldou Carter, who is in my top 3 mock draft boards, big boards, excuse me. I have him all the way at number 2. I feel like he is destined to be, his ceiling is number 2 in the draft, but we'll get back to that. But you've had various great players, and yet you cannot beat Ohio State. Yet you cannot beat Michigan. You can't even beat Notre Dame when it comes down to the big games, and that's where Penn State has the problem. So, are we going to fire the head coach, James Franklin? No, we're not going to fire James Franklin. James Franklin is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best head coaches they have ever had, if not the best head coach they've ever had. A great era in the James Franklin era. This has been a great era for them. They must keep him, but it comes a time where you have to have the conversation. Okay, is he ready to be succeeded at some point? You have to have that conversation. Also, the conversation that I also want to have on Notre Dame's side is how effective are they going to be running the football against a team like Ohio State? If Ohio State wins tonight, by the way, we're going to get to that in just a moment. If Ohio State wins tonight, you have Ohio State and Notre Dame. Now, both of these teams each have their own flaws, but they also have their strengths. Both teams also need to win this game. If Ohio State makes it to the national championship game, right? They have to win it. And for the Notre Dame fans out there, right? You guys beat Georgia. Okay, so what, right? Don't go around here acting like y'all done won already. Even though I do want you guys to win, because Ohio State and Texas, not really my personal preference. But at the same time, when you talk about a team like Notre Dame, right? Riley Leonard, NFL-ready quarterback, in my opinion. You have Jeremiah Love, one of the best running backs in college football. And on top of that, you have a great defense that has really no front like that. I mean, it's a decent front. It's a decent front, right? We've seen throughout the season, for those who watch the college football season, we've seen them, hey, give up easy sacks, right? You got quarterbacks running and stuff like that. They give up easy tackles. They play better in the playoffs this year. I'll give it to them. They stepped up when they needed the most. But we look at those flaws, and we grab those flaws, and we say, okay, how are these flaws going to go against Ohio State? So, let's put it to the test. If they go up against Jeremiah Smith, who I feel like will be the number 1 pick whenever he gets drafted, probably 2027. He will definitely be the number 1 pick in 2027. He has to be. Unless somebody else just comes along and takes his spot. Unless Archie Manning stays in school another year, assuming he doesn't come out next year, right? So, I want to kind of point to the fact that Jeremiah Smith, this cat right here, he's amazing. And you know, the blasphemy of saying that Jeremiah Smith is not the best wide receiver in college football, second best to Travis Hunter, would be a shameful, right? You had the temerity, the unmitigated gall to sit up there and say that Jeremiah Smith is not elite, but yet he showed you in this season. I'm not going to say who said it, but they had the temerity, the unmitigated gall, the nerve to say that he was not going to be elite to help out Ohio State this year. Are you serious? And you look and saw what he did, and he torched the #1 team in the country, right? He torched them, even though it should have been Georgia. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. All I'm going to say is, my prediction for that game, if it does happen, I'm going Notre Dame either which way. I'm going Notre Dame to beat Ohio State, and I'm going Notre Dame to beat Texas, whoever they face. And speaking of Ohio State, Texas, Ohio State and Texas, I want to get to this game real fast before I end up this video. Quinn Ewers, we got to see something from you, man. I mean, you could have entered the draft last year, had a chance to get drafted high, but you came back. Now it's like, are you going to be a first-round pick, or are you going to be a second-round pick? Maybe you drop to a third round. We don't know. It could be Will Levis type smoke screens. It could be Malik Willis type smoke screens with Quinn Ewers. And we have to realize, people, that when it comes down to it, is Quinn Ewers going to play good enough to where Archie Manning will not have to step foot in the game at all? Will the offensive line protect him to the point where he won't have to step in so long? You get what I mean? So, in essence, let's think about this really, 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 really thoroughly. And let's break down everything that Quinn Ewers does, right? You have to break it down. He is a great quarterback. A great quarterback that, by the way, left Ohio State. So this is a little storyline, right? He left Ohio State because C.J. Stroud was chosen over him. So this is kind of like a revenge game to say, maybe you shouldn't have chosen Stroud over me, even though we know C.J. Stroud is all-class world-class superstar, Pro Bowler, okay? Box office, if you ask me. But once again, pay attention to this game tonight. Tune into it, first of all. I want you to pay attention to what Quinn Ewers does, his decision-making, especially against that defense. And pay attention to the Ohio State cornerbacks. What is their game plan? What is their game plan for Isaiah Bond? Pay attention to the Texas defensive backs. What is their game plan for Jeremiah Smith? We don't know. We'll just have to see. Kyle McCord, he left too. Okay? He left Ohio State. So now they're just left with Will Howard. Will Howard did amazing this season, okay? Hey, Will Howard, I need you to play like you ain't played before. You couldn't beat Michigan. You could not beat Michigan, but I need you to beat them now.